Welcome, chat, to Slay the Princess. It's a brand new indie psychological horror game that released on Steam this week, and we are going to play it. Or am I? Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
A princess?
You're here to slay her.
Oh no.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Stakes are high, indeed. Ooh. We've got options. Explore the end of the world. What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget this. I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Or do I get a reward for something like that? Oh my god. Turn around and leave. Well, here we go.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Yes, I am.
Do you even know where you're going?
Not a clue.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Yes, I do.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Yes, I agree.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Is that it?
Strange.
Do we win?
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved.
Not gonna let me leave, huh? I thought there were no wrong answers. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm going to the cabin. Sheesh.
That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly.
Great.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Awesome.
Don't believe a word she says.
Don't worry, I'm gonna kill the shit out of her.
Fortunately, she's only a princess, whereas you are a valiant and talented warrior. It'll be easy, so long as you stay focused.
Okay.
We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses,
these are two...
not slay them.
I just noticed that there's two different people talking. This is the voice of the hero. Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely
the dagger.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Wonderful. Perfect for killing princesses, I imagine.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Well, let's take the blade then.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
He said I was a warrior, so I came here without a blade, assuming that there would be one for me. Or did he just plan to throttle her or something? Let's enter the basement. Oh, my hand's got a little dagger in it now.
The basement creaks open,
step,
revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Hello!
Who's there?
It's me. Your, murderer.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Nope, it's me.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
You've said. Hi, just checking on you. Well, let's continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Jeez.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
You said she was earlier, so we should probably still kill her.
Focus on the task at hand.
I'm still focused. I'm waiting. I'm just raring to stab her.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Precisely, actually, yes. Steel your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
The dagger in my hand, and I'm not chained up and you are.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Okay.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's bluffing. Step forward.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Easy. Say less. Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and
That was
down
easy.
to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh,
Do we win?
this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder.
You're doing an awful lot of talking for a stabbed person.
Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Oh, shit.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Well, my role is, because I've killed her, that's all you've paid me to do, so I'm gonna leave.
Yes, exactly.
She's dead.
It's over.
It's over.
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
I was just following orders.
But that day isn't today.
Don't really have a
Let's
conscience
just
about
get
it.
out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Let's go. We did it. That was easy. All right. What a great game.
Only a world saved from certain
Hold on.
doom isn't what you find.
God damn it.
Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Far away.
What happened?
What happened?
Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
I can't help but feel like this would be more fun if I was narrating the story. That's bullshit. Let me out of here.
What's done is done. And there's no going back now.
What do you mean? Just step
This is
out.
what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Come on, narrator.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades.
What?
It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Oh, I guess it all worked out for the best then.
Psst. Hey. We're not just going to stay here forever, right?
I've never been happier. Of course we are. I like it here.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes.
Wonderful.
Though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time that is. Not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voice's pleas fall on deaf ears.
Yeah, I'm happier than ever, standing in the cabin for eternity.
Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Sounds good to me. Hey, good ending. That was the good ending. You did it. You saved everyone. I saved everyone. Except the princess, because we stabbed her. I say we jump back in for another. And this time we play along a little bit. We find out what this princess is really
You're
is
on
really
a
about.
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But what if this time we don't slay her? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is
Bit.
slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything,
I
slaying
generally
a
don't
princess
murder
is
anyone.
better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Or do I get some sort of reward for this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
The last time my reward was an eternity in bliss in the cabin, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, was fantastic, but I was hoping maybe for something more monetary. Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to
Don't
do.
mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Let's go find her.
Warning, before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat,
and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Yes, yeah.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
It's when?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking
It's 2023. Princesses don't need saving.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
Okay, fire.
The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table.
So I dust roll.
Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
What if we go... Let's take the blade again.
Take
We'll
the
take the
blade
blade
from
again.
the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Certainly would.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It's me, again, the assassin.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
She
Don't
certainly
let it
thinks
fool
she
you.
is.
It's all part of the manipulation.
Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I don't know. I haven't made my mind up yet. Can we maybe just trick her? What? Kill you? No. No way.
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
This is for buttering toast.
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it.
No, I'm not drop it.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip. I will never drop my butter knife.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Okay, not gonna lie. The arrogant character with the voice actor combination is, really making me want to kill you again. So,
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
you said that before, and it was perfectly easy for me to just walk up and stab you.
You should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Are you sure she's not armed? I see two perfectly good arms right there. I'm sorry. Can we just talk?
You're so close. Don't give up. You've come this far.
Narrator, shut up.
No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
I think maybe I'm the crazy one. I've got two voices in my head. And last time, I hallucinated staying in a cabin for an eternity or whatever.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
Would I drop the... You can't fool me, woman. I shan't be dropping the knife.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Well, I guess we'll just stand here then, shall we? Fine, I guess we're at an impasse.
I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
No. Are you sure you don't want to talk?
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
Damn, no, they've taken away my options. Okay, let's drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Flying.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
I don't like the way you paused before saying talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Yes.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
A little awkward. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? Can we romance the princess? It did say it was a love story. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Any honorific? Okay.
Note the lack of detail.
Sir. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
I don't like your attitude.
Again, she
Madam.
offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Listen, lady, I'm your only way out of here, possibly. Do you know why I'm here to kill you? There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Why not?
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster?
The idea is growing on me.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Good point. And last time I did stab you quite easily. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Is it?
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
She has a point.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Well, it's you or listen to the two voices in my head. And you seem a whole lot more real.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
What do you mean I can't? Well, now that you've told me I can't, I think I will.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
Let's cut off her hand.
She is. I'm sure of it.
Well, I've got it. This is the only other option left. A relationship? Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Yeah, but you wouldn't, phrase it like that usually. Okay, we talked enough.
Oh? Have you decided what to do with me?
Well, I was gonna help you get out, and I
You know why you're here.
feel like we can cut your arm off now, and that's kind of fun sounding, so I want to do that. Examine the chains.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Maybe I will.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Why not? I'll check upstairs.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Ah, good. Well,
Is someone else here?
you clearly, yes. Try the door
Try
anyway.
the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Did you lock the door, narrator? But how would a voice in my head do that? Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
I think the narrator's tricking us.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Explain who they are.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Fuck yeah.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
That sounds like a threat. And I'm the one with the knife, so...
Against your better
Oh
judgment,
my god.
you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh.
What is this? Wait, claw thing. What is that? Is that part of the bracelet? Her hand's there. Yeah, I see the claw.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Oh.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Oh.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay. That was easy.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
I knew it.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
I don't want to stab her.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Hey, now. Hey, whoa, yeah, look at me. I'm like, I've got claws and stuff. I'm all scaly.
Watch me.
Well, that's not fair, is it? Got one option that isn't slay her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Oh, shit.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me!
Stop
I'm
resisting!
trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Huh?
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Why do I have claws?
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with
Oh.
almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Oh, shit.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Oh. Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The music's different this time. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
Terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Okay, thanks for telling me.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
But now we have another voice in our head.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Let's just go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat,
and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. So if this wasn't deja vu, how would I know that, huh?
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud?
Huh.
No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
New favorite character? So what if we don't take the knife? Yeah.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon.
It's
A few
different.
pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I think we need to take the dagger because it's our only tool. There's a mirror.
The blade is your implement.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
I'm just a
I hope
bird
you know
man.
how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago,
Way to go.
and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Well, let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
That's what I'm saying. Quick save.
The door to the basement creaks open,
Lovely
revealing an
torches.
old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Font's different still.
Does she remember us?
She did say see you in
Walk
another
down the
life.
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves.
Sheesh.
The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Well, we can't cut her head off to free her, so...
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Thanks for pointing that out.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Seat? Safe? I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just gonna leave her here. Leave the princess in the basement. Well, she's the most interesting character, right? So we should probably sit with her and talk.
You step towards the
And
princess.
she's like, hey.
She stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as
That's
well put her at
reasonable.
ease.
Sit where you were told to sit. Why not?
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Well, the narrator's telling me to kill you. The other voice in my head is saying to save you. I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? What happened after I died last time? That other chain on the wall. Who's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Oh,
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this,
Not
but
gonna.
please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
don't worry, I won't lock myself in the chains. Probably. I was just looking for the option to do it. Oh, I can inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
Got it.
What if he's telling the truth?
Well, I've quick saved, so it'll be okay.
He isn't.
I am. Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
Got a bit quiet.
Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
Oh,
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement. Excuse me?
we're chained up.
Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Seems to be the case, yes. Oh. Achievement.
Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Hang out.
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
So, we're both stuck here.
Yep.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? No answer.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
Boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe.
Can't be that cold. We've got those lovely torches in the hallway.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
Does it?
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
Okay.
But
Your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
And more?
Let me guess. The cabin remains the same.
if time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. but then they get larger and larger.
Whoa. Have you noticed the basement is changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Feels like quite big talk, actually.
Still rude.
Oh, yeah, stuff's
You
happening.
continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Huh. He's been sneaking rats really quickly.
More silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both.
Whoa.
Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly, there are no walls. And then...
Oh, shit.
And?
I think he's gone.
What?
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
What the fuck?
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
First time. Oh no. What? Hey! But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Music in the outside world is much louder. Ooh. Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
It's just a mirror. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different.
Okay,
Final.
fire. A mirror roll.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. Oh my god. It's you. I'm like a demon bird man thing. We're alone in this place. It's empty. It's quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. I don't think so. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
The gift of a fragile vessel. Do you know the narrator?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart.
Oh, I'm not speaking to the princess.
Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Okay. What are you? Oh, there's so many options.
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me.
Very handy.
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Oh. Wait, you look like a bunch of arms to me. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Bring me more perspectives. Okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Ah! Everything goes dark, and you die. Chapter 1. What? No, not chapter 1!
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement, you're here to sleep.
Chapter 1, should I reload? Sweet, I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la revolution! Oh my god, what do I do? Do I reload or should we keep going?
You make your way up the short path to a warning. We're not going to ignore him. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade.
Just gonna
A
like,
voice.
skip
Who's
through it.
there?
She said, "Don't let it fool." Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Just trying to figure out if something's different.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No,
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
He's right, you know.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Yeah.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
you know why you're...
I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the prince. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to...
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere up, doubtful.
I'm gonna quick load. And we can not get ourselves shackled this time. You were asking me about my intentions earlier. What did you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Could she survive a beheading?
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
I suppose want to behead her. Inspect the
I
shackle.
wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why is...
Do I even...
And what?
I don't know.
He doesn't.
What if
He is.
I am... Good.
Nice.
I want to behead her. I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
It's complicated things how, exactly?
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
A contingency for what?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just... good luck.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even.
Why?
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
That's pathetic.
I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world,
I won't.
Fine. But you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Oh, sorry, I was listening to the voices in my head. I think I'm just gonna leave you here.
Oh, you bastard. You'll regret this.
The door locked behind us the last time we tried that, remember?
Yeah, but
As
this
if by
time's
divine
different.
will, just as you finish the
Fuck.
thought, you hear a door slam. I'm afraid you won't be leaving until the task is finished. It doesn't matter how many chains she's in, without your intervention, she'll find a way out eventually. That's
Will
not
she?
fair. Unless you deal with her right here, right now, she will remain an existential threat to the entire world. What seems unfair to you is fair for everyone else.
Huh. So it's not even safe to think. I see how it is.
I told you that you'd regret saying that, but I didn't think you'd regret it so fast, and with so little effort on my part. I guess we're stuck together.
I guess we are. Unless...
I am not a damsel to be helplessly murdered.
As you move to strike the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground.
Oh my
as she
God.
pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly.
She knows Kung Fu.
Drop it, or you die.
I thought this was going to be a safe move, but she's going to kill us again. Just listen to her, do what she says. How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Okay.
You steel your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you.
Stab her.
But a single focused blow
there we go.
was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart.
There we go.
The chains loosen, the darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision.
Wait, where is she connected to? Huh?
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge. Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
And just like that,
Oh,
the
no.
princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Reward?
I don't like this. It was too easy.
It was not too easy. We almost died. That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably. Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. I'd appreciate a reward right about now.
You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises?
It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
Sounds
The
good.
windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
Open the door and accept your reward.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find.
World's disappeared
Instead,
again.
what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward? This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best
Pretty
for
good reward.
everyone. Trust me.
Like hell it is.
I want to find out who the narrator is.
What's done is done. Time passes. You can't be sure of
Decades.
Do you know this? Can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win. Slay yourself, huh? What do you suggest then?
We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
Maybe I will.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart.
Poggers!
You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Suicidal.
Yeah.
But yes.
We'll see about that.
Chapter 3. Ooh.
You're on a path.
All it took was killing ourselves.
See, that wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place.
Ooh. Save.
There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
New voice. There are so many more threads to pull.
That's a little dark, buddy.
You feeling okay?
I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine. He's not wrong. Sentimentality won't help us here. We need scientific rigor.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it that...
Hold on, please.
It's our third. What gave it away? Your open discussions. You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first.
I wish the voice acting was the same volume on every line.
So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage. That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed. It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade. And now she's dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave. You already slew her, and you survived.
Do we win?
Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here? Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves.
Oh, the voices are me from past lives. And the cold one is me after I killed myself, and the skeptic is me when we ignored the narrator at the start.
Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward. Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy. We weren't. We were bored. You were bored. I was just unhappy. There were still answers that we needed to find. It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything. How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us?
So is every time I die there's going to be a new character introduced?
It just does. And I'm not telling you lots of things, but it's for your own good. It's for the good of everyone. It seems to me like keeping secrets didn't help you last time, so you should start talking. Fine, the world doesn't stay saved if you die, and if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead. Oh, now isn't that interesting? I assumed she'd just be a pile of old bones, but perhaps she's not. There's only one way to find out. Let's try something different this time. We've already seen what happens when we slay her, and I'm not convinced that's a way out for us. I'm not even convinced there is a world to save.
Whatever happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Might as well see this through.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives.
Finally.
You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright? What we do is entirely up to us. And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right? You aren't
Right.
here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world. That's what you say. But how can we be sure? We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us. Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world.
Meh.
Why?
Why?
Because we should. I don't know. It's important. Is it? Yes. I think. Don't let them make you second guess yourself. The fate of the world is the most important thing there is.
This is giving me a kind of Terry Pratchett vibe with the way they're arguing.
For all we know, the world you're talking about isn't even real. Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else? Maybe we are. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Proceed into the cabin.
As soon as you enter the cabin,
Whoa.
you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay,
Whoa.
of mould and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive.
Not gonna mention the ghost?
But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall.
Is that the princess?
Is that her? It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her. You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room.
That looks like a big mirror. Not a door, unless the door's behind it.
The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. It's just that damn mirror again.
Beat you to it.
Yes, the mirror that he can't see. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it. But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too? Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again.
I don't like that the game is explaining itself so much to me.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
Maybe the blade isn't there because you picked that option last time in the dialogue, so we got rid of it, so it makes it a bit more streamlined for the user. But there is no door, and the ghost.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off. Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way. Maybe it won't disappear this time and we'll finally get a good look at ourselves. We should explore every option.
We've already seen ourselves, and it was strange.
You reach forward and
No.
place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. Yeah, we can see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
Okay,
No way
creep.
left to go but down. The door to the basement
Oh,
grows
shit.
open. The air is foul
Hello?
and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted
Don't
through in
slip.
places, reeking of fetid vegetation. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters. There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Catch up to her. I'm sorry about last time, are we good?
You receive no response. Do you think she's upset with us?
Maybe a bit.
I don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed.
Well, she's a ghost. What can a ghost do? Ghosts can't even
Doesn't seem
touch people.
fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset. You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
Proceed.
As you descend the final step,
Whoa.
the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters.
Oh dear.
Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead.
I suppose she is.
She's not just dead.
What if she's
It looks like
faking
she's
it?
been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do?
Double check.
She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is. Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door. And a
Not again. Every time.
You turn to see the
Oh.
shade of the princess
Hello.
staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So she is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before?
Wait, if she can touch doors and lock them, that means...
Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time
no.
arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
I don't know, it could work out.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't.
Doesn't seem very talkative.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
Oh, hello. Sorry about the knife. I know that. Why did you close the door?
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is
Uh-oh.
watch you in shadowed silence.
What is, getting a little high?
That trickling sound. The water's rising, isn't it? It is, and it's rising fast. Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel.
That's a good point.
Bad, I bet.
I come back and one of the voices in my head is just...
I don't think dying ever feels good. Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
I only killed you after you killed me first. We're even now. We don't need to do that again. I mean, that's a good point.
Pathetic.
Pathetic? It's a good point.
The water is rising faster now. It's flowing in from some unseen place, and judging by the height of the algae on the stairs, it has no intention of stopping anytime soon. You feel it creeping up your back, so cold that it steals the very warmth from your flesh, leaving a smothering numbness in its place. Are you really just going to stand there and let yourself die?
Maybe.
Yeah, let's think. Where is it coming from?
I really do kind of want to find out if there's like a drowned voice.
It's coming from some unseen place. Does it really matter where it's coming from? Because I can feel it rising. I don't think we have much time to sleuth. Yes, it matters. Maybe we can find a way out. Maybe we can figure out a way to make this work. This is just a puzzle. We can solve it. Some things aren't puzzles to be solved. Sometimes you're doomed from the start.
Okay.
Yes, most people are doomed. But in case you need reminding, everyone will be doomed forever unless you stop her.
Stop her from what? Making a wet room? Alright, I'll do something. Let's do a quick save. For the blade!
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps.
You slip on the slippery algae and break your face.
The door
What
bursts
the
open,
fuck?
a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall.
Ouch.
You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you,
You can
watching
fly.
in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out. It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this? Just keep breathing, we'll figure this out. Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way.
Voice of the Cold seems to be the most reasonable. It's like, well, we've died multiple times and come back with new friends. So, maybe dying is a good thing.
But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Is that going to be the corpse of the princess?
You're dragged under, only able to take one last
No!
hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths. As you sink below the surface, You see it.
Ew.
Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
She's very strong for a bloated corpse.
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix.
Let's see our feet here. They're, interesting.
And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think, like we should have been doing all along. But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your
Whoa!
icy
Did I
limbs
jump scare
flailing
you?
desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Good morning, Bacon. Thanks for the jump scare.
Your lungs fill with water, the same as mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
This is fucked up because I said, you know, you killed me first and then I killed you. We were even. And then you decided to drown me? Such a bitch. But your lungs don't fill. Both she and her bones are gone. Something has taken them away and has left something else in their place. A mirror.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the
begging
mirror.
you, don't do this.
Ignore him. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Gaze into your reflection. It's me. It's me, Jessica. I'm in here. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet down here. We've been here before.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Well, she looks different this time. She's all bony. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Oh,
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
vacant. What happens if I destroy my body? Let's find out. You raise your will to end your life, but as it burrows into the space, your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Quick save. Attack. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Shit. So, what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole.
And perhaps then we will know our freedom.
I think I get it.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Bring the drowned grey to her. I think what we
You're
have
on
to
a
do...
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I think we have to bring as many dead princesses to that thing as possible. That's interesting.